right, Cowboy Nation. We'll get this thing going one way or another. We'll let this room fill up. Room fill up. Y'all hit that share. Share this thing. Notification squad. Squad up. Tell your grandma. Tell your mama. Hit us up.
Your sister, your cousin, all of them. Tell them to all jump on in here. Don't play around. Come on in here and get this stuff. You know what I mean?
Get this Cowboys action, baby. All right, man. That was enough intro, man. I'm live like 95. I got my brother from another mother, no other. Don't look like Danny Glover. Got it cool for us over there, man. Shout out to Big Abe James and his thing, man. What's good, fam?
What's up with you, dog? You know, we talking more Cowboys football. You know, another crazy week. You know, once again, we talking about the consistently inconsistent. One week we win, 1 week we lose. One week we win. It just seems like, you know, I guess we had the little win streak, but it just seems like it's the same old thing, man. And hopefully we'll get it corrected going into this Detroit Lions game.
Man, and I hate losing, man. I ain't gonna lie to kick it, man.
Especially to an NFC team that and here's the thing. We lost to Green Bay, we lost to New Orleans, and we lost to the Vikings. All three of those teams are in the playoff hunt and have better records than us still. So even with those guys losing, the Packers losing, even with the Saints losing, they're still ahead of us. And we have to win our division because you see any kind of slips of the way, those teams are going to be vying for the playoff spots. And if they beat us, they're going to get the tiebreaker. So that's why we said you cannot lose these type of games, especially NFC games, because they come back to bite you. Because if you don't win your division, you ain't getting in.
Yes, indeed. And then people probably think that we are complaining, but we just explaining. And when we explaining the situation where Jason Garrett, he's been this head coach for 10 years. And he's been in this Dallas Cowboys organization in some capacity of coaching for 12. That's a long time, dog. That's a long time. And I don't care what no people – hey, y'all, man, a lot of you cloud chasing, man. You didn't say that 3 weeks ago, or you didn't say that for the first 3 weeks of the NFL season. Bruh, we've been going back and forth. We've been saying similar things like this year 3, year 4 of Jason Garrett's administration.
I mean, I've been saying this. This ain't no thing. And here's my thing, you know.
Talk to me.
So many people are like, you know what, Garrett didn't do this, and what about the players? And Garrett didn't give up when Travis Frederick got blew off the line, and Garrett's not out there missing those blocks, or Garrett's not out there, you know, doing miscues. This is true. Yeah. And I don't blame the coach for that. That's common sense. The players play and the coaches coach. But at the end of the day, this is what I always come back to with Garrett and the regime. This is year 9, and these same things are going on year in and year out. It's not like this is a new thing. These things went on with Romo under the helm. We've seen this since Garrett has been the coach. So when you say, and you made the post, and even we talked about it, when you're talking about the longest tenure coaches that are in the league right now, you're talking about a Mike Tomlin, Ron Rivera, who else you got? John Harbaugh, Belichick, Pete Carroll. All those guys have one thing in common in their tenure of the NFL. Right. They've all been to at least one championship game in their conference, and they've all been to once, and Sean Payton as well. They've all been to one Super Bowl, and that's the key. And so you can defend Garrett when you say the players are making mistakes, yes, but can you defend him when you look at his tenure compared to the other tenure of coaches, and they have gotten farther than him, won more playoff games than him, gotten farther than him, and you got guys that have lower tenure than him who have been to a championship game and have been to a Super Bowl. Freaking what's the guy's name from
Sean McVay, or you want
no,
to talk
not
about
just Sean McVay,
coach?
your boy from the Falcons.
Okay.
Dan something, I can't remember his name, and they're talking about firing him, and he was just in the Super Bowl only a few years ago. You get what I'm saying? So that's what's crazy. They're talking about Dan Quinn. They're talking about getting rid of Quinn right now, possibly moving on from him. And he just recently went to a Super Bowl. But Garrett, who's been there 9 years, gets this crazy job security. And here's my thing. We know it's not going to happen during the year. I understand this. But it gets to a point where I say fool's gold, because how long – I heard a few people say, well, you know, he's won this title and he's won this. Yes, he's won it. But it's the playoffs, dog. Nobody, I mean, that's all good. You win an NFC title, but if you ain't winning no playoff games, nobody cares about you winning NFC titles if you ain't winning a playoff game.
And then this is the reality of it, and I want every Cowboy fans to understand this is the whole truth of the reality. If we saying getting to the playoff, winning the playoff game is something of an achievement, man, we have missed the boat. Because at the end of the day, if we are saying success is mediocrity, man, we need to lower our expectations in life. If you're saying that, okay, getting to the playoff and winning the playoff game is a measure of a successful season. No. At this point, we are the America's team. There's nobody on any state that you can walk into don't know who the Dallas Cowboys are. You know what I'm saying?
And just and think about this, Law. Even the playoff games that we went to, 2014, we understood that the refs they took that away from us, but we also know that there was still over 4 minutes left in that game, and we also know Aaron Rodgers was killing us all game, and Dez did not score a touchdown at that play, and even before that game, before we even got to Green Bay, if it wasn't for that crazy reversal call. When we played Detroit, because that was pass interference, and they pulled up the flag. And even when they picked up the flag, Law, Dallas still had to take it all the way down the field and convert 2 fourth downs to even win the game. They had to convert a fourth down with Jason Witten, and then they had to convert the fourth down to win. And then even then, we still didn't win the game. DeMarcus Lawrence, who was a rookie, had to get the big strip sack because they were at the 50-yard line driving on us. So you see what I'm saying? So it wasn't like we blew out the Detroit Lions. And then when you see when we played against the Packers, what happened? Came out flat. Okay, we already know about that reoccurring story, coming out flat. And guess what? We had to battle back. How many times have we heard about Cowboys battling back, Romo throwing us back into the game, 500 yards, 400 yards, because we're down 17 points, and all of a sudden we come alive in the third and fourth quarter and we battle back. We've been seeing the same story. And then even when you go back to last year, when we beat the Seahawks, we didn't beat them until the very end of the game. We didn't blow them out. There hasn't been a blowout win for Jason Garrett in these playoffs yet. We've been skating by the skins of our teeth in these playoffs with Garrett. So it's not like when we got to the playoffs, we've dominated when we won those 2 playoff wins. It wasn't dominant playoff wins. So I don't know why people don't see this and understand this.
But you know what you're doing?
What's that?
You talking what people just don't want to hear, right? You know, a lot of times they're gonna say, Law, and Big A James, y'all need to stop being Cowboy fans. But people don't want to hear the truth, and the truth is the hardest pill to swallow. You know what I mean?
Big is hard to pill to swallow, but let me give a shout out to a few people on my page right now. Shout out to my boo thing out there, Thurston How the Third, Texas T. What's up? I'm glad that microphone is better. Eastside Harold, who's my number one hater out there, Eastside Harold. But I'm gonna give him a shout out because he gives donations and he gave a $5 holla, and I know how much you hate on it. But I love that you still come in there and talk about us because I still say your Texans are bums too. You know what I mean? But shout out to everybody. Chaz, Jewel, get on in here. We appreciate you, but I definitely appreciate the donation, Eastside Harold, and I love you for life for that. Thank you, sir. Now let's keep it going. Law Nation.
Man, my goodness. Shout out to Miss Scouting Pro and East Side over on this side.
Uh-oh.
He's on both sides. East side, he made a donation to help grow the nation here too.
Hey, shout out to you, East Side. I got mad love for you, dog. I love somebody like that.
Hate love. I'm gonna call him.
I get more haters like that. I love to get some more haters donation.
Where West Side at? He's East Side. Where's West Side?
West Side, North Side, and South Side. Get on over here.
Make the donation on down. Texas Kid Devon always in this thing, man. And shout out to Alfredo and who else over here? Danny. Shout out to you all, man. And King Dallas, not little guy Dallas. King
Dallas, King Dallas.
That's a cold-blooded YouTube name right there.
They got a lot of good YouTube names. I don't know how y'all create them, man.
Cute child. All right, so man, we talking about Jason Garrett. That's the topic of the hour. And shout out to the Facebook people, Michael and Charles. I forgot about y'all. Ryan Humphrey, man, really appreciate you as well.
What up, Ryan? Appreciate you.
Yes, indeed. And KG. But here's the thing, though, fam. When we start talking about Jason Garrett, a lot of people be looking at it like, well, hey, it's still Jerry Jones is the issue. But let me ask you this, Big Game James. if you know that you are in a contract year, you don't have a contract, wouldn't you do each and everything to say, if I'm gonna go down, I'm gonna go down with
Go
the
all
ship?
out.
You gonna go all the way out?
I'm gonna go all out. But why would I be? Because at the end of the day, there is no tomorrow. We've been talking about this with the team. We've been talking about this with the season. There is no tomorrow. The same way that we're fighting for our playoff lives right now, the same way he should be fighting for his job. He should be going all out. Should be, hey, no holds barred. We ain't let nothing get out of here. We're gonna come hard the whole time. And then, like I said, when you see the same plays or things that happen in the games and you're like, man, this is year 9 and you're still doing this, that's what confuses and frustrates people. So when you have the people who back Garrett, and I'm not a hater, and this is what I keep on trying to tell people, I'm not a hater of Garrett.
Right.
Okay? I don't hate Jason Garrett. I don't want to just say fire Jason Garrett. But come on, dog. How long I'm going to keep on believing that this guy is going to get us over the hump? How long I'm going to keep on believing that, if we don't get it this year, it's going to be next year? I can't keep believing if you don't do it this year, because you've been having talented teams, and this is one of your best talented teams that you had in the last few years. Even when you had the rookies, this is one of the most talented base teams that you had, and yet we're still at the same apex at 5-4. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Last year at this time, we were 3-5 until you made the big trade. Who knows what Dallas would have been if they didn't get Amari Cooper? Law Nation. Who knows, Law? If we didn't get Amari Cooper and we were 3-5, we had to make that move, because that would have been a wasted season last year. You feel me?
It would have been. And like I said, Amari Cooper, before he got onto this team, we were really saying fire Jason Garrett. And a lot of people were saying get rid of Dak Prescott because he didn't look like Dak Prescott as of today. But here's the thing, though. It's like a conundrum piece. When we start talking about Dak Prescott overall skill set and Amari Cooper, I do know a lot of people saying that Amari Cooper is elite or he's just above average. And a lot of people are saying that Dak Prescott is average or below average. But here's the reality.
I can't believe they even saying that.
Yeah. Here's the reality of it. Dak Prescott with Amari Cooper is looking like he's right above average, right? And Amari Cooper looking like he's elite. But Amari Cooper with the Carr brother, he looked like he was below average. So somewhere in between is the truth. And to me personally, Dak Prescott, Rain Dakota Prescott, there I might say, has been the truth so far.
I mean, he's definitely been the truth. I mean, going into this season, let's be honest. When me and you, we talked, Law, we went to training camp.
Right.
What did we talk about when we said, what are the things that you want to look at when you get into training camp this year? One of the first things I said is Dak Prescott.
Right.
Because I want to see if he's took that next step. Everybody was wondering, is he going to take this next step? Oh, okay, 2017, y'all say he sucked. 2018, he came back after Amari Cooper had a better year. So everybody was waiting for this year. Oh, this is the year, because this is the year we're going to tell us about Dak Prescott. He ain't got no more excuses. Yeah. He ain't got Scott Linehan to cripple him. He don't have this. He got Amari Cooper now. He got everything he needs, so there ain't no excuses on Dak Prescott to play bad. And all y'all saying that Dak is this and that, he better do it this year because he got no excuses. Well, what has he done? What has he done, Law? He's come out, and he's done what he's supposed to do. He is the second leading passer in the NFL. Y'all going to really tell me y'all thought he was going to do that? Everybody thought he was going to be at 2,777 yards right now, averaging 308 yards a game. Everybody really thought that was going to happen? No, you didn't.
Right.
Still completing 68% of the passes, still keeping a 102 rating, 18 touchdowns, 3 rushing. And think about it. He's got 9 interceptions, Bug. Let's keep it real. Them 3 or 4 of them are bogus. 3 of them came out at least off a receiver's hands. And then the Hail Mary that happened in the game, you shouldn't even be counting that. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So statistically, he should be in the MVP talk for real.
They won't put him in there.
Right. And that's what's sad. Yeah. How much more does this man have to do?
It was all off season. He can't win without Ezekiel Elliott. He can't pass the game without Ezekiel Elliott. He can't do this without offensive line. And this is me finna talk about Ezekiel Elliott moment. This is the transition. And shout out to you, Kendra and Jonathan that's on my Facebook panel. And Miss Scouting Pro got a question for you, Big Game James. She said,
I know she does.
And she said that she wanted an apology about that defensive front four. Come on, Minister of Defense. What happened,
She's
man?
not gonna let me go about it, but that is fine. I will take it and I will eat it. I said that the defensive line was going to be more improved. I really thought they were. I think that middle is soft. Antoine Woods, Crawford went out. Covington, they haven't done great. I will say that our outside front, if we're talking about DeMarcus Lawrence and Robert Quinn, I'll definitely say if you're talking about that defensive front, Miss Pro, I was right on that because I said Mighty Quinn and DeMarcus Lawrence are going to be nasty. I never gave no Tyron Crawford no props, for real. But you got me. We soft in the middle, and we still need a plugger. Tristan Hill's been a bust so far.
Oh, my goodness.
Second-round pick, ain't even seen the field. We had to go get a Michael Bennett, but still he's probably not that guy that's going to keep staying at the 3 tech. I mean, the 1 tech, he's not that guy. So, yeah, we are soft in the middle, and, yes, we are struggling in that middle. And, but I will also say it's not just the front. I think it's the scheme as well. We're that stunning team. We're that team, and our linebackers tend to over-pursue. And it seems like when teams have a good coordinator and they know how we stun or how we shoot these gaps, it's like if they know how we do it, they always seem to beat us. So I think that it's not just the players. I think it's the scheme that kind of hurts us as well.
Yes, well, I mean, you speaking nothing but the truth, man, with that scheme situation. And I thought that looking at just the physical size of Covington, I thought that he would be a better push inside when he get his rotations in there. But he just been a tall guy that's been occupying space and really not even pushing anything back when he does get an opportunity to play. So, I mean, we got to stop putting Band-Aids on a bullet wound. We got to reach into there. If Cowboy Nation, if we can be invisible, to go into that draft room and just whisper in Jerry Jones' ear and say, make the investment. You know what I mean? They made the investments when they went and got a Russell Maryland. And when I got a chance to speak with Dixon Edwards, that's what he was saying, Big Game James. He said, look, he was a small, diminutive, undersized linebacker. He wore number 58, got 3 Super Bowls
Dixon.
For those who don't know. And
I remember Dixon.
He said what helped him out was the fact when they went and got a big trash can full of dirt, when they was able to utilize that and that occupied space, but that comes from investing. That comes from investing in that situation. And we need to make another investment at safety. And we might have a
but here's the thing.
Talk to me.
But here's the thing, though. I'm watching Minka Fitzpatrick go over there and destroy it over there with the 38 tackles, 5 interceptions. I mean, 2 pass breakups. I think a couple forced fumbles. I mean, he was on the table for us. We didn't spend enough. The Pittsburgh Steelers did, and guess what?
But Big Game James, we love draft picks, baby.
That's what I'm saying. That's Stephen Jones that loves them draft picks, and he don't want to give them up. And my thing is, you was reaching out there for Jamal Adams. I mean, Minka Fitzpatrick, as soon as they were talking about offering him, I said, hey, man, look at that. This is the guy that we could really help the team, that can really stable that backside, that back end. But it didn't happen. And then also, when we're talking about getting this space eater and this, investing in this nose tackle, as long as Rob Marinelli's there, though, are we really going to get that? He still has say in that war room. Tristan Hill was his pick, so he still has say in this war room. And I guess he pounded the table for this kid, and there was the immaturity issues. I told you ourselves when we were at camp that he ran hot and cold, and I was worried about that. It seemed like you always had to have a coach kick him in the butt just by his demeanor at camp. So,
man, as
long as you have a Marinelli there, we're not going to have that big run stuffing guy.
And you know what? And this is what I heard, and I know that the Dallas media and all of the news media would not run with this story yet because they don't want to get kicked out of Jerry Jones' private parties and things like that. It's all political out here, right?
Right.
Just like when we was in Oxnard, 84, and the other guy that they picked up from the Seattle Seahawks. Those were the only tight ends that were making plays. Well, all of a sudden, we look at it and say, Schultz made it, huh? He couldn't even beat out 84. He couldn't beat out I guess
there's no way in hell he was playing better than the other tight end. What was
the other tight end? McElroy, I think that was his name. And,
yes, he was.
The other guy, I forgot his name.
He was making plays. I can't remember his name, but I was like, please do not cut him. He had been in the league about 4 years, but he was still making plays. And then you're going to cut him because you drafted Dalton Schultz as a 4th-round draft pick. I mean, that's that's the main problem. Mm-hmm. That's the problem with the Cowboys is that when they draft somebody, their draft status keeps them there. We look at Connor Williams. I don't think he's had a bad year, but when they drafted him as a second-round pick, he had to play because he's a second-round pick. Right. We see Cheeto struggling right now.
Oh, my goodness. Don't talk about my guy.
But he's a second-round.
Tell me the truth.
He's a second-round pick, though. They're not going to bench him.
They're not going
to bench him. He's a second-round pick. They're going to let him play out of his funk because he's a second-round pick. They're not going to do it. Dalton Schultz is still on the team because he's a fourth-round pick.
Marcus Lucas, that was his name.
Marcus Lucas, yes. That's who I like. Ooh. And then even how many times have we cut Chris Covington and brought this linebacker back from Indiana, and he's not done one thing on the field since he's been drafted. But they keep him, and then they cut the Justin Phillips kid, who knows? He was making plays in the preseason. And then even then with Jeff Heath, undrafted, you still keep him on the field. But Donovan Wilson, like I said, I don't know, man. It's just a weird thing that the Cowboys do. Them draft picks or everything. And if you have a draft status, they're going to play you. And that's almost to a fault sometimes because it's like, well, you're not playing Tristan Hill. He was the draft pick. So why are you letting these other guys skate?
Well, let me say this right quick, and I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna give out my resources, but I want you guys to observe and make observation for the nation. Let me know who do you guys see Tristan Hill hang out with. Let me know, will he ever be in the house with the hot boys? You see, there's a underlining storyline that they would not lead off with. This is that Tristan Hill has already alienated himself with those front four, with the other front fours on that line. And let me tell you guys this as a word of surprise. He may not ever start. He may not ever play another down on the Dallas Cowboys front four this year. Let that sink into your mental.
I believe it because there's no way that you've been deactivated this many games to actually think you're going to play now as a rookie. There's no way to really think you're going to contribute anything on the field right now in the meat of this schedule, in the thick of the game, in the thick of this schedule when you're playing some of these top dogs that they're really going to bring Tristan Hill, who they haven't trusted from the very beginning. Now they're going to play him. He's done. He's not going to play the rest of this year unless there's a major injuries on the front. That's the only way he's going to see time on this field this year.
Still may pull somebody off the practice squad to be over him. That's how bad that situation is. And we already know that they made an epic mistake on the other Connor McGovern.
All right. He's out. He's out with the pack. I mean, look. I mean, if we really look at our draft this year, it's a lot of ifs. So, I mean, you got Tony Pollard, who ain't even playing. You got Connor McGovern. He's on IR. You got Tristan Hill. He's been deactivated. Michael Jackson. He gone. He got poached.
We'll see him this weekend.
Well, he got poached to the Lions. And I mean, you're looking at the draft status or the draft picks. Who really played this year on our draft? Who's really made any kind of impact on the draft this year?
No one. And the only person that we can probably look at, they using Tony Pollard as a flat out gadget guy. He's nothing more than
a rest guy. Or a rest guy.
Not even at that, because Ezekiel Elliott, I think that he's looking at it like this. I cannot let this young fish come in here and run behind his offensive line and show the world what he can do. And I know a lot of people are going to give me all type of hate mail, but I'm going to say this right now. I love Ezekiel Elliott. I do. But you remember this, and this is what I was trying to head into earlier. I was alluding right into this right quick, Big Game James. I want people to say this because they said that Dak Prescott, in order for him to play great, you had to have a perfect offensive line. You had to have Ezekiel Elliott. I flip it around and reverse it. You know what I'm saying? In order for Ezekiel Elliott to run, you have to have that offensive line intact. Everything else got to be perfect. I just don't see Ezekiel Elliott turning into sugar. You know what I mean? Y'all saw how I did that.
I mean,
I just don't see it. Let me know where you see it at, and I'll pause and I'll say, okay, Ezekiel Elliott can turn into sugar.
I mean, I agree with you. I mean, if you look at the 100-yard games, it was. I mean, look at the Philadelphia game where he ran hard. He did run hard that game, not taking anything from him, but there was some big holes in that game. There was gashing holes in that Philadelphia game. We saw those holes. in the Jets game. I mean, that was in the second
Mm-hmm.
half, but it was almost kind of like we were almost out the game. And it was kind of like, you know, I don't know what that Jets game was. That just makes my heart hurt just even thinking about it.
Right.
But just like you said, Ezekiel Elliott, when you're talking, everybody was saying, all the people out there in the NFL world, Dak Prescott ain't nothing. It's Ezekiel Elliott. Ezekiel Elliott is the one that makes that team go. Now, let's really look at this season and say, has it been Ezekiel Elliott that has made the Dallas Cowboys go, or has it been Dak Prescott that has made the Dallas Cowboys go this year? I mean, let's just be honest. It hasn't been Dak Prescott needing Ezekiel Elliott this year, because you've seen when Ezekiel Elliott hasn't done anything in games, Dak has put it on his shoulders and tried to win these games, and he's brought us back in every game and kept us in the game. So it hasn't been Ezekiel Elliott, even though Ezekiel Elliott is a dog and he's always a threat. When he comes on the field, people are going to say, hey, we got to stop Ezekiel Elliott. Just because they're going to look at what he's done in the league, and he's young.
Yeah.
Look what he's done in the league. You're automatically going to get that respect about what you've done in the league. I mean, he's been a dog in the league, so they're going to gear to stop him. And some people are still going to say, hey, we still want to see Dak Prescott beat us. But you know what? Dak has been doing it. And that last drive, to me, I think that's what hurt a lot of the fans, maybe a lot of the media, was that Dak had played so good all game. And then to have that last drive, kind of like a Romo, we've seen Romo so many games, 5 minutes left in the game, take us all the way down the field and score. That was like kind of like that Romo moment for me, where you seen Dak on the 6-yard line. He takes us all the way down the field, throwing it. It wasn't Ezekiel Elliott running the ball. He threw us all the way back down the field. That's what people have been wanting to see from Dak Prescott. That's what people have said, well, that's why Dallas ain't going to win nothing, because I don't have the confidence when it's late in the game that he's going to take us down. And he just proved it in that game that he could do it. So that's why a lot of people were frustrated, including myself. It's like, I understand you want to still mix it up, but Dak has been doing it the whole way downfield. Why change it up? I understand the run pass RPO on that, but why do that? You had a second or two. Keep throwing it down the field. Quick hitches, quick outs, this and that. You ain't got to do the boom, boom, boom. You're moving it down the field, and take your time and make another play. You had 3 timeouts with a minute something left. It just really frustrated myself. It's like, you did all that just to lose.
Yes, indeed. You started
did
from
all
the
that.
5-yard line.
You did all that just to lose. You took all that time down the field with the passing game looking beautiful, battling back, just to lose on like that. That's just maddening, dog. And that's where you keep on saying we're tired of seeing it with Jason Garrett, because this is the same story.
Yep, this is the same song and dance. And this is not us bashing on the Dallas Cowboys players. What we are trying to do is shed light on our opinions of the Dallas Cowboys players. Now, when opinions becomes facts, that's just the reality of it, you see. And what I'm trying to say, too, is with Ezekiel Elliott, and this is what I'm hearing from Big Game James. Remember the sounds of the sideline? And Ezekiel said, look back at the film. I was open. And Dak Prescott was like, nah, dog, no, you wasn't. He's greedy. He was selfish. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was saying that he was selfish. And to me personally, I look at it, of course, this have to be a team sport. Sometimes these guys, when they get in front of the cameras, they say all of the right things. They lament that this is what they want us to hear. You see what I'm saying? But in the reality of it, when you look at everything, holding
They're
out
programmed.
They programmed to the best. But you see what I'm saying? But Amari Cooper, Dak Prescott, all off season, they could have easily said, you know what? I'm sitting out till I get my paper. They was out there in the scorching hot heat doing those 2 days as it relates to training camp and beyond. They was out there picking up the plays. Now, you had a Tony Pollard. We was saying that, hey, this kid, man, Zeke who? You see what I'm saying? And all of a sudden, feelings were hurt. Furniture would move here and there. You see what I'm saying? And then he ultimately got his money. And we are seeing this type of production. We are seeing this type of season out of Ezekiel Elliott. I do know that people are going to say, wait a minute, Law. Hold on. You wasn't saying that about Ezekiel Elliott when he played in this game. Or you wasn't saying it about Ezekiel Elliott in that game. But what I'm saying is collectively, this is supposed to be a team sport. I do know that you want to get your paper. You want to get your bag. But at the count of throwing off this team chemistry, is horrible to me.
I mean, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't really go against what you're saying. It was frustrating because I think that's the key point when you saw Amari Cooper. But they could have sat. They wanted to sit out. They could have sat out and said, I want the best deal possible, and I'm not going to play. And it's going to be about me. You seen Dak and Amari said we got something that we're trying to make happen. We're trying to get to the Super Bowl run, so we ain't got time to be doing that. We're just going to go ahead and bank on ourselves, and then we'll see what happens at the end of the year. Ezekiel Elliott was like, no. And the biggest thing, the difference between them two was Dak Prescott, this is last year on his contract. Ezekiel Elliott still had 2 years. He still had 2 years on his contract before he did that. Now I can understand why he did it on his part, because he's a running back and he's trying to get his money now. So I get that. But it just seems to me, this also bothers me, and maybe it's really dumb and trifle. But man, it really bothers me when these players switch jerseys at the end of the game. And Ezekiel Elliott with Dalvin Cook, and I'm not bashing on, not running, dogging Ezekiel Elliott, but dog, we just lost a close game, a close game that was like a playoff game, and right after that, you sign. If I'm the winning team, hell yeah, I'm gonna come over and say, hey, shine this jersey. Let's do jersey swap. We won. We won. Hell yeah, I'm a jersey swap with you. We won. I'm not feeling bad. I'll jersey swap with you. If I just lost, I don't want us jersey swap with you, dog. Holler at me the next day. We can meet up. We're NFL players. We make a lot of money. We can see each other on another day and jersey swap. It's not going to be any different than us jersey swapping at the crib or jersey swapping after the game. But as soon as the game is over, you jersey swapping with the enemy who just kicked our butts, and he outplayed you. 97 yards rushing, really had 100, and 86 yards receiving, really killed us on both sides of the ball. But we signing we jersey swapping. That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
I don't know.
They losses don't cut us as deep as us do,
I mean, dog, we talking about. I mean, I mean, I love Jalen, but you coming to the stadium with a Hot Boys chain with the cat on your shirt. I mean, are you serious? I mean, my thinking is that mean your mind is in the game? That you're before you go into the game, you're making a point to wear a shirt with a cat with a Hot Boys thing under the neck saying we believe in the cat. Are you serious? Is your mind in the game? And then when you come out and play, you don't play your best game.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying, Law? Those are the things that I talk about. That's real. I play the game. I coach the game. And if you don't go in there, if you go in there kind of lax, hey, this is funny, ha, ha, ha. You don't go out there, you miss assignments, you don't play your best because you weren't mentally all the way in it. And sometimes I think these guys get too into the Hot Boy stuff and kind of forget where they are. Worry about playing this game. I don't mind if you're talking trash, but y'all be over there doing all this extra Hot Boy stuff with the items and the merchandise and all this. All selling all the merchandise. You got Hot Boy chains. But, dog.
Be a Cowboy.
We 5-4 right now,
you hear
dog.
what I said, James? Just be the Cowboys. You know what I mean? You don't have to be the Hot Boys. Just be the Cowboys.
It just feels like, when last year when they had the all for all or nothing with, they try to put Jason Garrett in this light that he's the super disciplinarian because he cussed 15 times in one show. And they put that out there as propaganda to me to get the heat off of Garrett, like he's some soft guy, like he don't have control of the team. I believe they pushed that out there just right when we were saying all that about Garrett. All of a sudden, that all or nothing just happens to drop out, and then he's showing all this great command. That was for Jason Garrett because too many people are ripping him. But then when I see these type of things, I'm just saying, Law. Do you see John Harbaugh and those guys, their players doing all that kind of stuff, and Bill Belichick and those guys coming to the stadium doing all that kind of goofy stuff? They're coming there. Mike Tomlin, they're coming there about business. Yeah, and this is a playoff game. Yes, we ain't got time to be wearing Hot Boy shirts with cats and chains. We got to win this damn game.
It was every cat and chains.
You feel me? The cat didn't win nothing, dog. It was a funny joke after you beat the Giants. Yeah. And can we be mindful that we didn't dominate the Giants? We didn't pull away till the fourth quarter. Daniel Jones, if he throws a completion, they were inside our 20 4 times. If you had a good team, they probably scored those touchdowns.
And we said the same thing, I believe, on our recap show. We were saying that, hey, you cannot start off slow against a good team because it will come back and bite us. And guess what happened? We started off slow. And you can't just spot a team 14, 10 points, 18 points, 21 points, and expecting to come back and win each and every time. It's all about preparation. And what we are saying is a common trend. The historical data is on our side with Jason Garrett-led team. It's got to be a point where even though you look at this whole entire team collectively, and you'll say to yourself that, hey, even if we bring in another coach, it still have Jerry Jones in the mix. No. What we're trying to say is that this has been going on 9, 10, 12 years altogether collectively of the same reasons and no results of what happening of winning in the main category. So something got to end. This Detroit game, when we face them, we can't be starting off slow, James.
Yeah, but here's the thing. They're 3-5. They're under 500. So this victory, we beat them, is not going to be impressive because it's yet to beat a team that's over 500. You understand what I'm saying? So this will be a must-win game. But if we go out there and let's say we dominate the Lions, we're supposed to. They're 3-5. You get what I'm saying, Law? They're not a good team. They're an okay team. They're not a good team.
Right.
They're under 500 for a reason. So we shouldn't jump up and down and do cartwheels because we beat the Detroit Lions. We had to play off teams that we have had that we have not beaten. So how do we think if we're not beating these teams now? Well, I listen to the other people say, let's just get hot for the playoffs. But we don't got a Tom Coughlin, dog. I ain't seen us get hot and then us make this miraculous run. We ain't did it yet. So I'm just not – it's hard for me to go out there and believe that we're going to do a New York Giants run where everybody said, or a Pittsburgh Steelers run where we had to go 3 straight games on the road, blah, 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 blah. I haven't seen it yet, and I'm not going to be impressed by beating the Detroit Lions. Let's beat the New England Patriots. Let's beat the Philadelphia Eagles again. Let's beat who else we got?
Oh, we got the Bills.
The LA Rams, the Bills.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let's beat those. And even the Bills, I don't think they that tough of a team. It's just maddening that we're in this situation and it's not the end of the road. It's not the end of the, oh Lord, it's over, because we're 5-4 and we're 4-0 in the division. But dog, you got to win some impressive games here soon.
You got to. And at this point, I know we've been bashing this team left and right. So I'm going to go to PC Law right now. Big J James, what are some of the positives that you found out on this team? Name me some highlight players, man, that have been really doing a good job.
Well, I mean, we know about Amari Cooper. He's been nasty all year. He had 11 catches for, I believe, 140 yards. We talked about it last week, how Randall Cobb had to step up. Remember when we had our show last week and we said Randall Cobb, specifically, he has to step up. And he did that in this game. 6 catches for 106 yards. He had that beautiful catch for the touchdown, which was nasty. It was a dime drop by Dak Prescott, but it was a great catch by Randall Cobb. So I was impressed because Randall Cobb needed to step up for us, because a lot of people were talking about, oh, are we losing that end of the trade because it looks like Beasley's doing better than Cobb. And for 4 straight games, Randall Cobb had either a drop pass or a turnover, so we needed to see some good stuff from him. So he stepped up. The offensive line played good as far as the pass game, maybe not in the run game, but Dak Prescott was only sacked 1 time. And he had time in that pocket. And we went against 2 tough defensive end in Griffin and Hunter. So we had – I give the offensive line props for only giving up 1 sack. Also on the defensive side, I think DeMarcus Lawrence played a hell of a game. Yeah. He was everywhere, not just in the – I know he only had the – I know we only had the 1 sack, but he was everywhere in the run game. He was chasing people down. He was pursuing. He was playing really hard. So I like the way he played. But I can't really get Robert Quinn had a sack, so that was the explosiveness off the edge. But honestly, after that, dog, I can't get nobody else props. I'm going to get Dak, but I can't give our linebackers, because if I look at Jalen Smith, who had 12 tackles, LVE, who had 13 tackles, they weren't productive and good tackles. They weren't good tackles until the 3rd and 4th quarter, when it's like, oh, now y'all just learning how to stop this screen pass. Now y'all learning how to stop doing this. You feel me? Too many missed tackles from Sean Lee, Jalen Smith, and Van Der Esch. Too many times. And also, it wasn't just Dalvin Cook. That rookie had better yardage than him. He had like 8 carries for 57 yards. He was killing us up the middle.
Alexander Madison from Boise.
Yes. So I can't really give the defense too many props. I will give Darian Thompson. He played 80% of the snaps over Jeff Heath. I don't know if Jeff Heath was injured, but I thought Darian Thompson played a good game in my heart. I thought Darian Thompson played very well in Jeff Heath's spot, and I would like to see more of Darian Thompson if he can continue to keep it up. But our linebacker play has been so uneven this year, not just with the defensive line, but our linebacker play. One game they have a really good game. The next minute it's just like, wow, who is this defense right here? But it's usually when we have this good game as our linebackers when we're playing inferior opponents. When we're playing these good opponents that scheme us well, our linebackers struggle.
They do struggle, and so far, here's the stat line for the linebackers. When the quarterback passes in their proximity, a quarterback average at 114 QBR when they pass in their proximity, meaning that they give up a lot of plays, Cowboy Nation, and we're not sitting in the lanes. We have very undisciplined lane discipline as well, and to me personally, I don't know, maybe this could be altogether an LVE sophomore slump. Maybe that's just the situation.
What I posted on Twitter is he regressed this year. And I think if you're looking at from this year to last year, yes, he's regressed. He's not the player he was last year. And I know he had the injury a couple days ago, but he was still playing uneven before he had the injury. Let's just be real. He was not playing like his rookie year. Yes, nobody's bashing Van Der Esch. I still love him as a player.
Right.
Really like it. I think he's still trending upward. But guess what? He is not the player he was last year. And maybe he got full of himself. Maybe he read the press clippings. Maybe he believed in all that stuff. These players are human. They do these things. They're not robots. They do these things. And so it just looks like right now, guys just really need to step up. And let me give a few shout outs on the tube quick. What's up, my Cowboys family? How y'all doing? Love you. Yes, I did, Miss Scouting Pro. I did watch the all 22. I know you're going to get on me. I want to see Joe Thomas play more because he's more physical. Joe Thomas is more physical at the point of attack right now. So it just looks like they're really attacking Jalen Smith and Van Der Esch with their over pursuing. They over pursue like no other. It's almost like when they do that one cut of running back and he cuts against the grain, we're stuck. We done. Because LVE and Jalen Smith, when they overrun those plays, they just cut back and they're getting those big chunk gains. And it's like, we got to stop that, man, because they're killing us every time. And it's like teams are watching it and they see it and then they switch up their game plan and attack us right then.
Is anybody know if Kerryon Johnson, if he's healthy, he's going to run against us this weekend?
Oh, Lord.
Because last year, we played him last year, right?
Yes, and he had a good game against us.
He had a good game, and then it took a Brett Maher kick to win that game. People fail to realize that, and he knocked Jeff Heath out of the game by lowering his helmet, into the chest of Jeff Heath.
And remember, we barely beat the Lions last year. Remember, we had to beat them with a field goal at the last second.
Yeah, and shout out to Ezekiel Elliott for catching that pass down the field. So they got venom in their mouths, and this should be another game that my boy eat too, Randall Cobb. Remember, because he played against Detroit for several years. I do know this is a different scheme and schematics as it relates to defensive front, but he's still familiar with the Detroit Lions. So you see, just like I said last week against the Minnesota Vikings, that he was going to have a good game. And I just think that against familiar foes, sometimes these receivers can step up and show up. But you're right, Big Game James. This linebacking core, and we know that's going to be as well as politically down and political agendas too, because Joe Thomas, he's not going to see that much playing time.
No, I mean, and that's the sad part because Joe Thomas has been good for us in spot duty. When he's come in, he's made plays. And as Ms. Scotting Pro says, they were attacking LVE, went away from Joe Thomas, and I've seen that as well. And it's just like, why are you only putting Joe Thomas in for a few series when you see Sean Lee struggling?
Yes,
you see Sean Lee missing tackles. You see Sean Lee is still – it's almost like he has a good game against the Giants. Remember, it's the Giants, folks. It's the Giants. The Jets just shut down Saquon Barkley for 13 rushes for 1 yard. The Jets. Okay? Mm-hmm. So we shouldn't jump up and down because we shut down the Giants. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Because Sean Lee has a good game against the Giants. Now we say, Sean Lee is back. But no, that's the Giants. Now you're playing a better skilled team, and now you got a Dalvin Cook. He ain't the Sean Lee that was 24 years old. He ain't running him down no more. Nah. Joe Thomas is the more physical, faster linebacker that's making plays when he comes in. So why is he not playing? just like Tony Pollard. Why is he seeing one snap? Is it allergic to play him against good teams? Because when we play these sorry bummy teams, Tony Pollard's playing all game. When we play a tough team,
I told you what
you
it
don't
was.
see him at all.
I told you what it was. It's just like with the same scenario, the same breath that I'm going to give you guys from my mouth to your ears. The exact same scenario with Jason Witten refusing to get off the field because he know for sure that if you just continue to put Blake Jarwin out there, and I hear there are already people making excuses saying that Blake Jarwin is not a better blocker or he don't block
Jason
well.
Witten, he's a better blocker.
Man, if anybody just have the ability to look at tape and film, I promise you, when you look at Jason Witten's film,
his blocking ain't all that, y'all.
Not all that.
It's not all.
It never been all of that.
Yeah. He misses a lot of blocks, y'all. Y'all just don't see. But see, he gets the pass because he is the vested veteran. He is that's Jason Witten. You're not allowed to say anything about him, but I don't give a hell. I'm going to say something about him, and I don't care if folks like it. I made the post on my page. I said I'm tired of seeing old-ass Witten on the field. And guess what? All the Jason Witten lovers were talking about, oh, you stupid for saying that. He ain't the problem, blah, blah, blah. Man, shut the hell up. Yeah, it is the problem because he can't stretch that damn field. No, he can't. He can't stretch the damn field at all.
It looks painful, man. I love it.
Oh, come on, man. And when we get hyped up because he caught 8 passes against the damn Giants, we're going to jump up and down. He caught 8 passes against the Giants. But how many yards did he get? 56. Average 7 yards a catch. Who's the Harrison Smith was guarding Jason Witten, and I heard some people say, we got the pass interference on him. It was a dumb pass interference call. It was a bogus call. But when you saw Harrison Smith coming down on Jason Witten, what did he do? When Jason Witten was coming, they all know that route. They put their hand on his inside of his chest because they know he's going to do that fake and turn. He ain't gonna shake him with this feet, that speed, but they know that move. And when they blitz us and they put a fast safety on Jason Witten, is he getting open, y'all?
Nah, he ain't. And that's the only thing is what people fail to realize. Even on that play, you can call pass interference. You can't at sometimes because it's the top of your route. You're allowed to be physical a little bit, long as you don't redirect and shake or as they call pull or tug. So, I mean, that wasn't really pass interference. And trust me, I look at Jason Witten. We'd all admire him for playing for all of these times of the years, but he's a progress stopper at this point, and I wish I could lie to kick it, but I can't. We got to put Jarwin out there, and if this team really want to go far, they're going to have to go
play
draft.
a lot. Like, you
got to
draft
somebody, yeah.
Dog, we got to draft somebody, too. Like, we already know our needs in the draft. We need another tight end. Facts.
Facts.
The Schultz experiment did not work. Y'all want to get these slow tight ends. I don't want to say it, but I'm gonna keep it quiet. Okay. You know what I'm gonna say. You already know what I'm gonna say, but I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. Y'all probably know what I'm saying too, but I'm not gonna say it. Tired of getting these slow tight ends.
Go ahead.
I'm tired of getting these slow blocky tight ends out the draft. Okay, it's okay to get somebody with some speed.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's okay, Dallas. You don't have to get these blocking tight ends out the draft and say, ooh. No. You can get an O.J. Howard. No, you can get your boy from the Giants. What's his name? Who's nasty? Ingram. It's okay to get somebody like that. It's okay. And it'll make Dak better.
Irv Smith lit us up, too, number 84.
Come on, dog. Tight ends kill us, dog. Tight ends eat on us.
Man, I was salivating looking at the fact because, Minnesota Vikings, they got the personnel that I love to see. And I always tell everybody that 2 tight ends set, when you have those big physical tight ends who can vertically stretch the field in a pinch, and then on top of that, you are not afraid to use both running backs, meaning that you use them in unison and not, I'm going to use one all the way until he gasps, and then I'm going to put one out there, and then we're going to call a timeout and use them only in a gadget situation. No, I'm talking about you use them. I saw number 33 get upfield, turn, get upfield, turn, get upfield, and he patted his helmet with just same intensity. They moved 25, Alexander Madison, whatever this man's name is from Boise, and he did the exact same plays with the same energy. And I said, man, how can you beat that?
And why can't we do it?
And we got the same
same type of personnel. We got
Yeah.
the same weaponry. We got the same type of personnel. We got this offensive line. Their offensive line was battered up. Did you see how many times they got hurt on the field? And they were already hurt before they came in the game.
Yeah.
And we still only got 1 sack.
Yeah.
We got Michael Bennett 2 games in, and he looked good against the Giants. But when we played the Vikings, did we hear about Bennett? I'm not hating, but you understand what I'm saying. That's what I go to say. When a good team plays us, they know how to scheme us. That's the problem.
Yeah.
When good team, bad teams, we smashing bad teams all day. Are we supposed to be happy about beating bad teams? No, we want to be happy of beating good playoff caliber teams. But these good teams know how to beat us, and they come at us with the mindset, we know how to beat you, and we're going to beat you this way. And they do it.
They do it. They do it each and every time. So, man, when we look at this team, Cowboy Nation, there's still an opportunity and a chance, but it's slim. And the only thing that I can say from here, until we fix this thing, maybe, just maybe, Xavier Su'a-Filo, the fact that Connor Williams is now hurt, and I'm not laughing and I'm not parading around that Connor Williams is hurt because I'd
rather see Looney.
Joe Looney, Jumbo Joe.
I'd rather see Looney. Didn't he play? He came in as a guard. He came in as a guard, didn't he? I'd rather see him play guard.
You know, they used to put Jumbo Joe in fullback packages too. Back
I remember. I remember when they put him in those back packages. That's when I didn't even know who Joe Looney was when they were putting him in those packages.
Yeah.
But me personally, I ain't saying Su'a-Filo's bad, but man, if I see one from, he wasn't looking great in camp, and people were getting past him in the. I mean, did you see them preseason games where he was getting worked?
He was getting worked, but
he was getting worked in the preseason games, dog. I'm just saying.
He's a little bit bigger and physical than your boy Connor Williams.
He's a little slower too, though.
He's a little slower. But here's the thing: when we look at Connor, when he's winning, that's when they pull him, when they send him out.
Right,
you see what I'm saying?
Right.
And I was looking for some of that against this team.
Right.
I was looking.
But we won't do it. Why come we don't run a sweep?
We want to run top sweeps for the.
How come we don't run a screen pass? How come we don't run? How come we don't throw screens? How come you don't put Tony Pollard in and throw a screen?
Somebody told me that was part of Scott Linehan's playbook with the screen passes.
Oh, so we just throw them out because Scott Linehan's gone?
That's what I heard.
That's crazy. That's crazy in my brain that you got a guy like Tony Pollard that you can't kill people in a screen game with a Tony Pollard.
Let me give a shout out time, man. Thank those that's on the Facebook panel. I call it the elite panel. Robert, Cindy, really appreciate you. Jonathan, thank you for tuning in to the nation. Rose says, I have faith they will get it together. I do too. Put it like this. This is a disclaimer for all of those that's out here. I want Jason Garrett to prove me wrong. Just with the same energy, just with the same flavor, Big Game James, that LVE proved me wrong last year.
Right. Prove me wrong. I'm okay. I can eat the crow.
We go to the Super Bowl.
I'll eat the crow all day. I'm going to be mad at that? So what? I ate crow. We won Super Bowl.
I'll go 8 hours, fam.
I'll go 24.
You go 20. Well,
I'll go all day saying I eat crow. I ate crow. And I ate crow. I'm still a Cowboys fan.
I was wrong on Jason Garrett. I might as well get a Jason Garrett jersey, number 17.
You don't believe
I'll
that,
find
though.
one.
You don't
if we
believe
somehow
that, though.
to get us to the
you
Super Bowl.
don't believe that, though.
Matter of fact, Big A. James.
Don't nobody believe it.
Bruh, I'll lower my expectations. I would do it even if he get to the NFC Conference Championship game, whatever you call it, whatever that game. If he get there, I'm going to go right there to the Dallas Cowboys pro shop, and I'm going to buy me a Jason Garrett jersey that said, I believe in Jason Garrett. And matter of fact, I'll double it. I'll buy somebody in the chat box the replicate jersey, and we'll both wear it on that game day.
All right, I like that.
Come on, we're gonna speak it until it exists.
Okay, I'll speak it. I'll jump in there with them. I don't even know they sold Garrett jerseys, but hey, if they find a Garrett jersey and I'll jump in there with that. If we really think he can get to the championship game, I'll jump in there too.
Matter of fact, I'll buy 3 of them. I'll buy yours.
Okay, and I will wear it. I will wear it on the show saying I eat crow. Jason Garrett's the man. Jason, I'll say all that, but please, Jason Garrett, prove me the hell wrong, because I'm sorry. I want to believe, but I don't know. I don't know. It's just like we seen teams.
Yeah, Jason.
I'm not trying to even bash him. I'm not even trying to bash him, but We've seen teams that we played with top players gone and they beat us. Yeah. Devontae Adams didn't play. They beat us. We were happy as hell. Devontae Adams ain't playing. Oh, yeah, we should really get these Packers now. We lose. Oh, we play the Minnesota Vikings. Adam Thielen ain't in. Linval Joseph is not playing. Oh, yeah, we could really take advantage of that. We lose. We play the New Orleans Saints. Damn, Drew Brees is out. They got Teddy Bridgewater. We got this. We lose. You understand what I'm saying?
You know, before you go further into that big game, James, you know what's our kryptonite? When the opposing team is missing a key player, and also when we play against a rookie head coach.
Rookie head coaches kill us. No, it's just crazy, man.
Yes, indeed.
You know, like I said, it's fool's gold, and I'm going to keep saying it's fool's gold, and people can say what they want to me. I don't even give a hell. I don't care what you say about me. I don't care if you're like, oh, blah, 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 this about Garrett, oh, you don't know this. You can say whatever the hell you want. He's got to prove it to me. I have tried to believe this year. I tried to believe the last few years. But come on, man. How long am I going to keep on trying to believe in this stuff, man? He's not even doing this against these other teams. And then you hear people say, oh, look at y'all panicking. Ain't nobody panicking. Nobody's panicking. I'm tired of seeing it, okay? Right. So that's why when we go off, nobody's panicking. Oh, we're not going to – nobody's panicking. We're just tired of seeing the same crap.
Yes, indeed. We are. And that's the reality of it for whoever's saying panicking. Because at the end of the day, we're not running plays out there. And what makes us upset and what pisses us off to the highest level would be this right here. We're more angry and upset than the players. They smiling. You know what I'm saying?
They swapping jerseys like in there. Hey, oh, we got a good team. We got a great team. We just got to put it together. Stop saying that dumb stuff. How about somebody saying, yo, we suck today? I will say this about Sean Lee, okay? Because every game he plays bad, I will say this about Sean Lee. Mm-hmm. He takes it really personal. Yeah. He's the first one to say, I messed up.
Yeah, true that.
He is the first one. That's what I'll give Sean Lee props because I listened to his interview at the game. He was the first one to say, I got to do better. I played terrible. I missed too many tackles. I did this wrong. I did that wrong. I will take that, okay? Right. Now, if you consistently doing every game, I'm not going to keep listening to that crap. But I'll take that when, a game or two. But I don't hear these other guys saying that. I don't hear Jalen Smith saying, you know what, I played bad today. I missed a lot of tackles. I got to do better. No, I see a lot of the glitz and glamour that's going with it.
I can go verbatim what they say. Just ask me about the game. Ask me the end of the game.
So Jalen Smith. So big loss today, Jalen Smith. Tough loss. Tell me what you thought. What's your thoughts about the defensive performance in this game, and why did we look like the way we did? Here you go. There's the mic.
I feel that if we started off flat, and I think that we were on the right page, but if only we execute. If we execute better, we win this game. Don't you hear that?
Yeah, all the time. We just got to play better. We got a great team in here. We got a great team. We just got to play better. Yeah. We start off flat. We just got to play better. We just got to. I mean, we're hearing the same broken record, dog. I want somebody to say we suck today. We shouldn't have lost that game. There's no way we should have lost that. We got to do better. We got to do better for myself first. That's what you got to say. Myself first. We got to do better because this can't continue to keep happening. And that's all we're saying.
They got to remove the word we out of the situation and say
me.
I
got to get better.
If I look up my zone reads better, then if I fill the gap better, if I, what I'm saying, instead of if we only, start off faster, if we and trust me. Jalen Smith, I love him. And Ezekiel, I love all of these guys. But the reality of it is we are sounding like mini Jason Garretts. And at the end of the day, everybody have reasons, but results are what matter. And that's just the craziest point. We don't see the results out there as it relates to team victories and things like that individually. But go ahead, man.
You know what's so funny about it, Law? That when these players or anything, they get mad because fans are criticizing. Man, I would expect you players to say the same thing with me if I was playing or if I was at my job. Doesn't that happen at your job? If you ain't performing, people gonna rip you, right? You're going to the office. The boss is going to talk to you within a couple of days if you're not doing your job. And are they resting on what you did last week at your job, Law? Are they going to give you head claps for what you did last week? Or they like, okay, well, you did that last week.
Right.
We're talking about this week. We ain't talking about what you did last week. We talking about this week. Every day at your job is really a week-to-week performance. Yeah, you could have did great last month, but nobody cares what you did last month. You got to do it again this month.
You got to do it again.
And if you don't do it this month, guess what's going to happen? You're going to get criticized. That's what the hell is going to happen. So players, stop crying and saying fans and media are criticizing you. Do what you're supposed to do, and there ain't going to be no criticism. Beat these teams you're supposed to beat. There's only one game that we really should have lost, and possibly, to me, was that Packers game because we got so far behind. No other game we should have lost. No other game. So I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear from none of them, just like you wouldn't want to hear from me. You wouldn't want to hear my excuses. No, you're going to say, dude, you better get the job done, or you're not going to be here. That's what they say at my job, so why I'm going to say it to you at your job. Get it together, Cowboys.
You know what? You know what? I would like for somebody to prank one of these players and for them to feel it. Like, let's say, for example, if one of the players got a Verizon wireless cell phone and they had to go in for a cell phone to be serviced or something, and then the employee takes forever. You see what I'm saying? And then,
what do you think that player gonna say?
The player gonna be like, "What the f?
What the hell? You better fire him. You need to get somebody else him because he don't know what he's doing."
And then I want the manager to come out and say,
he's one of our best players. He's one of our best. He's one of our best ones out here. He can't be.
He can't be.
Exactly.
He
just didn't execute. But we'll get it together. You better do something about that. Exactly. So that's what it is, y'all.
That's what it feels like.
That's what it feels like.
But
so what?
Yeah. And people fail to realize that we support the Cowboys. This stuff ain't cheap. This is a $400 mic.
Who wants to go to these paying $400 or $500 for tickets and you're losing?
Right. $1,000 amplifier over here. I'm not doing this out for just a cell phone right now. We invested our money. Hey, this right here, this thing.
This costs bread.
This is a brand. This is me paying my money out there for me to represent the Dallas Cowboys. $90 that I paid for this thing goes to Jerry Jones' pocket. So I supposed to wear this $90 and have somebody who wears the Saints stuff talk bad about me, and I can't get mad. I'm supposed to be like, okay, who that? You know what I mean?
No. I'm going to say something about it just like they would say something about it.
How
so
much
they
that
can
hat cost to put on your head?
Man, this was one of them authentic because it had the military hat. So this hat was because this was a gift. This hat was about $65, almost $70.
See,
so
somebody come to your face and say with that bomb hat on, take that off, cowgirls. You supposed to be like, oh, you happy? You supposed to be happy, go lucky?
No, hell
your
no.
Team exhibit and exude, showing out, coming out flat, and you spending all that money for that merchandise, and you can't even wear your stuff proudly. You see what I'm saying?
You feel me? And then even with this interview, like a lot of people are talking in the chat box. Shout out to everybody, Miles Cowboys family, everybody, Juggernaut, Susie, Chavez, Danny Mohaganus, all you guys, what's good? But I saw a little bit of bits and pieces of that interview, and a lot of people were just talking about how Garrett was, I told Tavon, this is what the option could be. I told Dak, you can RPO. Wooden's open. Cobb is open. You can do this. I don't call plays all the time. That's Kellen Moore's job. So I understand that part of it, but you know what? You the head coach, though. So at the end of the day, don't matter what Kellen Moore is making the calls. You the head coach. Just like if my kid is doing bad, they ain't gonna keep talking to my kid. They're gonna be like, what the hell going on at that house? We need to have a parent-teacher conference.
Yeah.
Right? they gonna keep talking to my kid, right? They gonna go to my parent, and they're gonna say, we need to have a parent-teacher conference.
Yeah.
Because you keep acting up, and I ain't gonna deal with you no more. I'm gonna talk to the top. You get what I'm saying? And that's what happens. So Jason Garrett, when the plays ain't being called right or this and that, they're going to talk about Kellen Moore, but they're going to say, you the damn head coach, though. You can't get that together. That's why the heat is coming on you, Garrett, because everything around you messes up. You got to take this heat, just like the quarterback. Something goes wrong on the offense, who they blaming? Dak Prescott.
Dak Prescott. That's just heavy as the crown, man. Yes, indeed, man. How long we been live like 85, fam?
Oh, we've been getting it in.
Let me see. How long we been live, Cowboy Nation?
Yeah, we've been a good over an hour or something.
Over an hour or something. Boy, we having a good time talking about our
Mm-hmm.
beloved Cowboys, man.
And if we didn't love them, we wouldn't be doing this.
We wouldn't be
like
doing it. Yeah.
I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't love my boys. Like, why would I be having ulcers on TV and popping veins out of my neck and screaming and going off? If I didn't have the passion for my boys, we love our boys. That's why we get so frustrated and we get so mad because you it's different when you feel like when you come into your season and you really know your team's not that good and you're probably really not going to compete. Like when you know you're rebuilding and things of that nature. You don't get as mad. You get mad, but you understand what it is. But you get more frustrated and mad when you see you have a talented team. And even if it's not top tier, like in some positions, you still know it's good enough to get to the playoffs. You still know it's good enough to really win a Super Bowl. When you look across the board at the other teams in NFC, you know it's good enough to do it. And when you see the team still having the ups and downs, it's frustrating, man, because this isn't a sorry team. And that's why you don't want to keep seeing these same things happen with the talented team because you're wasting years off of these guys.
And that's the only thing is when we pull up the tenured talk, we want some too. We want some of that Super Bowl action too. When we look at the tenured and we saw, of course, Bill Belichick, he probably be the only one that I can say, well, it's Bill Belichick. But everybody else on that list, man, John Harbaugh, when you start thinking about it, he had some adverse situation that he had to overcome with Joe Flacco and beyond. And then you had the Pete Carrolls of the world. Hey, we just saw what they just did. They got rid of half of their team and they still winning, you see. Mike Tomlin, we know what his situation was. And
look how they battled back this year, though. They were started out, 0-4, and now they won like 3 or 4 games. And he doesn't have who? His number one quarterback, Big Ben. He doesn't have Le'Veon Bell. He doesn't have Antonio Brown. You get what I'm saying? You got Juju Schuster, but he doesn't have those top players, and they're right back in the thick of it. You get what I'm saying? Now let us lose Dak Prescott and let us lose Ezekiel Elliott. Let's see what we're going to win.
And Cooper, and you running plays.
Let's see how many games we win.
Let's see how many games we win. Yeah.
Okay. We can't have, and that's another thing that I don't care. Maybe this is the Garrett bashing show. I'm sorry. I'm gonna try your name to Garrett bashing. I tried not to bash him, but dog, when we have to have a perfect team, Lord knows if we get Tyron Smith hurt, we're done.
Dada.
We get one player that's of significance that hurts, our whole team just falls apart. Well, we have to have everything perfect for our season to be good. If you look at those seasons, 2014, we had a major injury with Sean Lee, okay? But that was at the very, very beginning for training camp even happen. We didn't have any other problems really the rest of the year. We stayed relatively healthy. 2016, we were healthy, okay? 2018, we were pretty healthy, and we got Amari Cooper. You get what I'm saying? So those things help. But whenever we have a major injury, Tyron Smith, Tony Romo, Dez Bryant, we're cooked and done.
Yeah. Man,
I'm sorry. Crazy. I ain't trying to bash you, Jason Garrett, but dog, I'm just tired of seeing it, man. I'm tired of seeing it every freaking year. I want a daggone Super Bowl, and I want it now because we got the team that can do it, and we're allowed to have those expectations because we have the team to do it, and it shouldn't be the same thing. Now, hey, so we're 5-4. We still got time, but we know there's no margin of error. We can't lose to the Detroit Lions.
No, we can't. We got to go out there and win. And then on top of that, we can't just start having parades. Hey, we can't have a dog to run out and then all of a sudden we putting dogs on T-shirts and then it's dogs and change. So we need to just play a clean game and stop trying to deal with the Jason Garrett and the Jerry Jones salesmanship and just be ready for once we finish the Detroit line to take care of business against the next team.
Yeah, we got to do it. Shout out to my Cowboys family. They're about to start their live feed. They're about to bang out. So I appreciate y'all jumping in here, man. I really love how y'all do that. And shout out to everybody who's been in the feed on both sides, on my YouTube, your YouTube, and Facebook. Shout out to everybody. We always appreciate the love y'all show us, the support, the listening, the comments, everything. We love y'all for life. And if you want to continue to donate, please do. We've got to continue to grow this nation, Silver and Blue Nation, Big Game James, Law Nation. Like you said, this stuff ain't free. This costs.
Yes, indeed. I think I got a computer right here, man. Can you hear him? Computer, what's up?
Computer love.
What's up?
What's up, man? Can you hear him, Big Game Jane? Say something, computer.
What up, Jane? What's up, Jane?
What up with your computer love?
Are we going to get Hargrove or what?
Vernon?
Nope.
Man, I would turn a backward flip if we get Vernon Hargraves, but we ain't gonna do it. We ain't gonna do it, man. We don't make those type of moves. They gonna say, he trash.
We got Cheeto.
Hell, he a first round pick, man. We ain't got nothing to lose.
I feel you. And he ain't gonna be expensive, but you know what?
No, James. They released him, man. You know he's on the streets.
Yeah. So we could just.
We ain't got to trade for him. They released him today.
Yeah, I know. So we could just straight pick him up, but.
All we got to do is just bring him in and just claim his ass off waiver.
They ain't gonna do it, though. They ain't gonna do it.
They ain't gonna do it.
If they do it, man, I thank you for tuning in to the Low Nation Film Session. As you take a deeper look at
exactly. As soon as you sign him, that Low Nation Film Session be up an hour.
Be there an hour and
we need him. We gonna grab him. We'll be ready to run up to the Super Bowl. I'm telling you, dog.
Man, they ain't gonna do it, man. Why you give me all hype, computer, man? You know good and well Jerry Jones.
I wish I knew Jerry's cell phone number. I'm about to call my boy that works for the Cowboys. Look, man, you need to call Jerry. I'm gonna text all three of them right now.
Oh my goodness.
Are you good? I'm gonna text all three of them. I'm like, look, man, I usually don't bother y'all this late. I try to stay out of company business, but man, y'all need to call Jerry. I know y'all got a cell phone number. Y'all need to call him. Y'all need to call him and tell him, go on, get that boy down there. They just let loose. That boy can play. He just didn't want to play down there in Tampa with them clowns. He come on down to the Big D, baby. He could be a star. He could make some money. He could get
Yeah, but here's the thing. We getting all these players and we still ain't doing nothing.
Boy, you know what I would do, James? I would keep Jordan. Either I would keep Jordan inside the slot. I'll put Hargraves out there, and I'll kick Cheeto as the safety.
He need to go to safety. Keep everything in front of him.
What'd you say, computer?
You're right.
Hell yeah, see? But it's too much like right, man. We don't make those type of moves, man. They'll find a reason not to pick them up. They'll find a reason to say, hey, we working developing Tristan Hill to
Come on, man. That's a first round pick. We got nothing to lose.
Yeah, man, we about to wrap up our show, though, computer, man. I'll hit you back up, man, when we get on out of here, man.
Tell them they need to get that. Put that out there for the world, man. I love y'all, man.
I love you, too,
I
man.
love you, too, dog.
Salute,
appreciate you.
Computer love. Computer love, baby. All right, y'all.
The mafia.
Yeah, we out of here, Cowboy Nation. That's all the time that we have for today. Big Game James, tell them where they can find you at, man. Follow your content and stuff like that.
Hey, Silver and Blue Nation, rebuilding, regrowing, we build and grow. So we doing some things. We getting some things rearranged. So please continue to support Silver and Blue Nation, Big Game James. Donations, grow the nation. Donation. We can't do it without that. But like I said, the season we still got a time for the season. Still got some things coming up, still brainstorming some things, still trying to make some hot content, always trying to have it for the people. But like I said, it does take money. So whatever you can do, if you want to be a supporter of our Patreon, Silver and Blue Nation, patreon.com, or you can be a subscriber to our Facebook as low as $4.99, $1 on our Patreon. Please do, because everything that you put into us, we put back into the Cowboys to make better and greater content for you guys. So please continue support. So check us out on all those platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. We got it going on. Hey, and one last thing, check out that hot podcast we got going on with me and Skywalker Still called Stargaze. We premiered it yesterday. We were going to premiere it today. We actually premiered it yesterday. We're going to probably do another podcast this week. We're really putting a lot of energy into that. Skywalker Still is my young guy who is an up-and-comer. I love what he brings to the table. So please support that. You can subscribe and be a subscriber to that as well. So please, all your support would be great.
Man, y'all support Big Game James and salute. I'm about to call you Luke Skywalker.
I call him it too, dog.
It just slipped out. The Skywalker.
It just slips out. I can't help it. It just slips out.
Luke, I am your father.
You feel me?
But all right, y'all, man, y'all follow Big Game James, like I said, and also hit that like and share this content as well. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go. Jam on out. baby. Baby, baby.